how to allow the universe to deliver your desires. Hello everybody, my name is Chris Flippin and welcome back to another video where I'm here to help you learn to manage your emotions. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to help you doing that by giving you some practical understanding of the law of attraction. That way you can start manifesting your dreams and your desires into your life in ways that you can never imagine, let alone plan for. Alright guys, so today I really want to discuss on how we're going to allow the universe to deliver our desires, and I'm going to give you 4 simple steps to be able to do that. So let's get started. Step 1. Stop complaining about people and situations. Okay guys, this is probably one of the things that is stopping, or let me rephrase that, blocking your manifestations from happening. Okay, so the thing that we have to do is we have to get away from being a problem-based thinker. So when problems come up, okay, because we're all going to have them, there's going to be contrast in our lives no matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much love you have, how much abundance you have, whatever it is, there's going to be the peaks and the valleys. There's going to be the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. We all have it, we all experience it, and one of the best ways to look at that is to stop looking at situations in a negative manner and start looking at them as contrast. So for example, myself, I've gotten away from looking at things that have happened to me or are like when they do happen as negative. I look at them as contrast and learning experience, and I go from a problem-based way of thinking to a solution-based way of thinking. So when we can approach every situation and understand it, so it's okay to talk about the issue at hand, okay, instead of a problem, look at it as an issue or a concern, and that way you can take it a different approach from a solution-based approach to it. So when you are going to somebody, like let's say for example, you have a concern with the way someone's treating you, okay, instead of approaching that person and just complaining all the time about how they're treating you, why don't you approach them from a solution-based way of thinking and come to them with a solution? For example, you could say something like, hey, instead of being, looking at them and saying, hey, why do you always treat me this way? This is really ridiculous that you're always doing this to me. Best way to do is, best way to approach it is coming to them and saying, hey, look, how can we work together to fix this? Okay? What is there that I can do to help you change the situation? So you can see there's a big difference in the vibration of that approach. The vibration of coming to them and just regurgitating the problem doesn't help you or that other person find a solution for it. However, if you take a step back and instead of reacting, you can respond to the situation. And again, you've heard me say this before, if you have the choice of being right or being kind, always choose kindness over being right. Okay, choose peace over being right. I'm telling you guys, since I've made that change in my life, things have gone completely different in the way everything happens in my life. The way that I approach situations now is I approach them with a solution, right? So one of the things that I try to do is I think to myself, what can I do to make this situation better? Okay, maybe we have to look at the situation as, the way that we are, the way that we're approaching the situation. Again, be solution based, okay guys? Step number 2, approach the situation or other person differently. And this is what I started to get into, but I wanted to get to this next step first, okay? Other people learn and see things from a different perspective. And we have to understand, guys, that our perspective is not the only one. Yes, I know that might be a little tough for some of you guys to admit, okay? And I know that it was tough for me to see things from another person's perspective and what I could be doing that was causing that issue. So when we are able to approach things from a different situation, okay, or approach the situation or people differently, one of the things that I was able to do in the past is realizing that the way that I was approaching the situation or wanting that person to see it from my perspective was not happening, okay? So it's very important for us to understand that people's perception of certain situations might be different than ours. And that's okay, guys. Everyone is entitled to their feelings, their perception. Okay, those aren't ours, it's theirs, and that's okay. Okay, that's their right to perceive something a certain way, or to feel a certain way about something, or whether something should or shouldn't affect you. But the reality of the situation is that once I went to and I approached people and understand the way they think, the way they learn, the way they're perceiving that situation, okay, then I was able to change the verbiage that I was using in approaching them with a solution in a manner in which they can understand and they were able to perceive. Because it's very difficult for you to go to someone and demand results or demand that they change, but yet not understanding what you could be doing that's causing that problem. Maybe, just maybe, okay, and this is something I'm speaking from experience, it's the way that we're approaching the solution, or the way that we're approaching the problem, okay, because we're approaching it as a problem. Law of attraction states that like attracts like. So therefore, if you're approaching the problem as a problem versus approaching the situation with the solution, of course you're only going to get more problems in return. And that was one of the things that I experienced in my past, was realizing that every time that I approached a situation and I was only, regurgitating over and over and over and over and over and over again the same problem, okay, without giving a solution for it, nothing ever changed. Once I was able to try to see from that other person's perspective, okay, so consider it like this, okay, if someone's always coming at you and just bitching and moaning about what it is that you're doing that's bothering them, are you really inclined to fix it? Probably not, okay? I can tell you from when people approached me in a situation where they were just bitching and complaining about something that I was doing, that I didn't think that they should be getting that huffy and puffy about, right? Then it was very difficult for me to even think of a solution or even want to change or want to do something differently that would make them understand that, or make them realize that I do care about them, right? Or I do care about the situation. Whether it be at home, at school, or at work, it's very important to understand that we have to look at things from other perspectives. And when we can step outside of our perspective into somebody else's perspective, then we can take the approach from a solution-based standpoint. Okay, guys? So, step number 3, don't introduce unnecessary resistance, okay? And what do I mean by this, guys? A lot of the times, we introduce unnecessary resistance into situations, okay? So, based off of the law of attraction, like attracts like, we don't get what we want, we get what we are. If we allow our thought patterns, okay? So, release yourself from your habit of thought, okay? So, if we allow thought patterns to come in that are problem-based, that are constantly looking at the downside of things or the negative side of things or whatever it is that you want to call it, if you're engaging in that contrast, where your focus goes is where the energy flows. So what that means is what you're focusing on is going to expand. So if you're focusing on the problem, what do you think is going to expand? The problem, right? So it's very important to be able to not introduce any unnecessary resistance with our patterns of thought, okay? And that's another video that I'm going to do that's going to be coming out after this one, is how your thought patterns are actually making you sick, whether it be physically or emotionally. So look out for that one in the next video, all right? So that'll be coming out tomorrow or the day after. But anyways, back to the whole situation at hand, we have to understand that in order for things to change, we have to change first, okay? Until you start making the changes that you desire to see in a situation or to see in another person, those have to come from you first. And one of the ways that I've been able to make my life into a very harmonious, joyful experience is leading by example. Okay, guys? That is a very, 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 very difficult thing to do sometimes when we're constantly looking at everything as a problem. So when we change the way that, when we release ourselves from the habit of thought, of continuously just being in our head and replaying that situation over and over and over and over again, okay? So like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Recently, I lent my bicycle to one of my neighbors, okay? And they ended up messing up the back tire, okay, and took off the whole phone, the phone holder that holds my phone on there so I can listen to music while I'm riding, okay? And now they've had my bike for 3 months. And I still haven't gotten it back, okay? And it's simple as just getting a tire for the back for an inner tube and filling it up with air. But the thing is when I introduce, okay, one of the things that I feel was causing this to happen more and more and more and not be resolved is the fact that every time that I was thinking about it, I was like, Jesus, why in the hell is this so difficult? Why can't this person just fix my tire and give me back my bike? Okay? And that leads me into step 4. We have to let go and trust the process, guys. okay? When we let go and trust the process, that is when all the magic happens. And when I mean all the magic, I mean all the magic, okay guys? So we have to set our intentions and let the universe guide us down the path of least resistance, right? So a lot of the times that we hear from some great influencers, okay, that we have to set it and forget it. And what does that actually mean? It actually means that the universe, okay, God, source energy, whatever it is that you call it, is listening to what's going on. Your higher self is constantly trying to guide you down the path of least resistance, okay? And when we introduce unnecessary resistance, that's when we're pinching ourselves off from our manifestation, guys. So it's really, really, really important to make sure that when we set the intentions, we take a step back and just allow the universe and allow things to unfold naturally. And take the situation with this gentleman, with my neighbor and my bike, okay? The more that I go to him and be like, hey man, why aren't you fixing my bike? Hey, what's up? When am I getting my bike? When am I getting my bike? Am I ever gonna get my bike back? That's introducing unnecessary resistance. And that's not setting the intention and then letting it go, all right? So if you guys are having problems with your manifestations and need some help, okay, with either your happiness or getting your manifestations going, please feel free to ask questions in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Now, there's also going to be a link to the Vibe Tribe group, okay? And this is my Facebook group that I have on Facebook that you guys can go to, you can join, and you can also ask questions in there, and myself or other people will help you with those situations. In addition, you can also send me a direct message there in Facebook and schedule a time where I'd be more than happy to put a half an hour aside and work with you specifically on your situation for free. All right, guys, so if you guys like this video, please hit that smash that like button, okay? And make sure that if you know anybody that could possibly use this information, please share the video. It helps the message get out to more people, and you never know when you just might be helping somebody really get past the situation. All right, guys? So please remember to leave a comment, okay? Whether it's questions, whether it's topics, or just letting me know where you're tuning in from. I love hearing where everyone's tuning in from. I also love to hear if there's any topics. I would love to be able to work on specific topics for you guys. All right, and with that said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification icon there on the right-hand side. And until next time, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Have a great day. Namaste.